Okay, good evening everybody. Join us tonight for a live group flight over, I think it's White Sands National Park in the US. It's an official Microsoft flying event. So there's going to be some sort of live commentaries and all sorts of stuff, so should be quite interesting. So I'm just testing out the setup and we'll see how it goes. So I'm in the X-Cub at the minute and I'm waiting to see what happens. So if I just look over here, you can see some other players all the way down there, sort of waiting. So we'll have a little taxi down there at the minute. You can also see, if I can show you this, this is the event on Twitch that we're going to be watching. This live event here starts 8 o'clock GMT. So let me refresh this and see. See, it says offline at the minute. Check out this event from 7 days ago. I don't want to watch the event from 7 days ago. I want to do the event now. However, they were a little late a few weeks ago when I did it, so I'll just keep refreshing this and see what happens. But in the meantime, let us taxi on down to where everybody seems to be meeting. So let's up inside. Parking brake off. Most people seem to be down here, so let's head down here and see what happens. I'll keep an eye on Twitch so I can see. If it starts up. Refresh Twitch on the other screen, see? It annoys me on these sort of international official Microsoft live streams and stuff, like they can't do it on time. Fair enough on something amateurish. If I was to do a live stream, I probably wouldn't have it on time, but you know, well, you've got potentially hundreds of people. Oh dear, I need to slow down my taxi speed here. Yeah, so you got hundreds of people maybe tuning in. Probably be a bit better if they could do it properly. Guess we definitely got a big crowd of people down here. Up. Looks of it. Lots of X-Cubs. Hello everybody. Let's go taxi down here. Just check the switch. Twitching switch, Twitch. And I'll pull in over here, I think, the side of this guy. Just a control freak. Quite like what he's done there. What is his name? Oh, got too close to him. park up here. And see what's going on. Park you in a nice position. Oh, I think, guys, we're off. Let me switch on to it.
El Paso Tower, Horizon Air 25251 route, north inbound ILS runway 22 approach.
Horizon Air 2525 El Paso Tower. Cleared ILS runway 22 approach. QNH 29.902 wind 261 at 10.
We're live, starting soon, it says. Put that sound up there. So here it is, official Microsoft Flight Simulator Community Flight, White Sands National Park. Come fly with us. That's what we're trying to do. All computers are current viewers, 12 in the US, 5 UK, 3 Canada. Going live in a moment, they say. Someone in Discord. East USA. True. Server East USA. Yes, East USA. It looks like they might have attempted to try out East USA server today. Okay, so that means I need to change something here. In my flight sim settings, I think it's easy. If I go East USA, select that, resume. Should be back in the game. I'm going to check to see if it saves that. Link card 843, server East USA, resume. Okay, so should be okay. Something else will load in there beside of me. Scroll up here. We're live, starting soon. So, what's happened to this guy over there? Let's have a little look at what's going on around us. This guy's nosedived over here, Onyx Court. We've got this guy coming out the side of us, another guy out the side of us. Mr. the Doctor 5056, okay. Mojo Rings over there. Plenty of people down here. Cockpit. This Onyx Corp, see if he's going to join us. Should we go head over? Should we go taxi out? I'll tell you when the stream officially starts. Says starting soon on the stream, so I guess we just gotta wait patiently for it. We'll wait here, pull the throttle back, and keep back on. Jump over here. And a little look around. Says starting soon. How soon is anybody's guess? We'll sit here patiently and wait. I'll see if I can. Oh.
EAA was founded in 1953. And the mission of the organization is to grow participation, and that's how do we bring the joy of flying to a broad audience out there and introduce them to what the magic of flight really is all about. EAA really started as a very small group of like-minded individuals that were focused on really building their own airplanes. But now you look at where EAA is today, we're a worldwide organization of better than 230,000 members, and we really represent the entire cross-section of recreational aviation. I think when you look at the organization, EAA is really about building and flying and restoring, and we do that because of a collective passion that our members have for aviation. Flight simulation is critical to general aviation and aviation overall. Certainly from a proficiency standpoint, flight simulation is an important aspect of keeping folks current and fresh. On the other hand, though, flight simulation also is about inspiring. It's about inspiring people of all ages, and flight simulation can absolutely do that. I think we know that the flight sim product, when you look at it over the years, has brought thousands and thousands of people into aviation. And it continues to be the type of tool that can help people from a proficiency standpoint, as well as that aspect of inspiring people to want to participate. So in the past, Microsoft was a exhibitor here in Oshkosh at our AirVenture event, which is the largest event of its kind, drawing more than 10,000 airplanes and over 600,000 people. Microsoft Flight Simulator has been gone for a while, but we're really anxious to welcome them back in 2021. But this really isn't just about Microsoft being an exhibitor here in Oshkosh. Again, it goes way beyond that. In this case, it's being a partner with EAA as we move forward to help support our mission of growing participation in aviation. As part of the renewed relationship, EAA and Microsoft will be offering free flight training scholarships per year. And this is really aimed at getting more people involved and getting them directly involved in flight. And we think we can do that between Microsoft Flight Sim and EAA. In addition, all of our flight training scholarship recipients, about 120 a year, will be receiving a free copy of Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, EAA has almost 1,000 chapters around the world, from California to New York to Australia to Germany. And those chapters that have their own facilities will have the ability to access a free copy of Microsoft Flight Sim. Over the years, we know that Microsoft Flight Sim has had a huge impact on millions of people around the world. And we are absolutely excited at EAA to welcome them back, and welcome them back in a way that supports our mission of growing participation in aviation.
Alrighty, that was finished. Let's see. Jane comes on. Here we go.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing this Friday evening?
Hello. What's up? And say hi to you. We're all unmuted.
Hello.
Oh my God, it's Tom. I know.
Oh my
it's
God.
Tom.
If you guys can hear them.
We got a really good stream.
Nice
today.
t-shirt, yeah. Already in the holiday spirit.
Oh,
nice.
It's too soon for that. I will.
No, it isn't.
I'm sure we can. No. After it's not even Thanksgiving. We're not even gonna have
What's
this discussion
Thanksgiving?
right now.
What's Thanksgiving? What is that?
Come on.
Fair enough. Anyways, hi everyone. I'll just introduce everybody first before we delve into what we're doing, because there's some new faces on the screen, which I'm really excited to introduce. So below me, of course, is Tom, pilot today. Hello, Tom.
Hello. Oh yeah, before you continue, is the sound or the audio levels good? Because I have a whole new setup and
Yes,
let us know if everything sounds good. Quiet.
we rely
Like-
on you to tell us.
Sounds are good, so we have
Sounds
quiet, sounds
okay.
are good. Okay.
Okay.
We haven't started talking yet.
5 by 5. 5 by 5. Okay, good.
Oh.
Cool. Okay, top right of the screen, someone see all the time. Community members, Peter.
Hey. All of them, yes.
All of them. And up top on our left, we have a newcomer, Smith. Hello, Smith.
Hello.
Nice to see you here. And
Excited
on the
to be here.
right, yeah, your wife, Grady. Hello.
Hi.
And we're really excited to have you two on because we are doing a guided flight over White Sands National Park, which I'm super stoked about because I've actually never been there in real life.
But if you
And
can
there's a
hear
reason why
the
it's
commentary,
such a
okay, it's a bit
so
quiet for me.
I'm going to let you kind of tell us about why this flight plan and what you know about White Sands and why they're doing it together. So Smith, if you want to go over the website, that'd be awesome.
Sure. So we were invited onto the stream. We're really excited. We're on here to promote our community site for Flight Simulator, which is worldtour.flights. There's the link from Stream Elements. Thank you very much. And so this is a community-driven site. I've been flying Microsoft Flight Simulator forever, since version 3 or something like that on the Mac.
Oh, to interrupt, there's loud engine noise.
Yeah,
by the
I
way. Okay.
should be better now.
Sorry about that, Smith.
That's fine. But my big thing has always been, where do you go and actually fly? And you see people posting cool screenshots online, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just east of wherever," and I'm like, "Well, I'm never gonna find that." So
Yeah.
So the goal with the site is that if you do find something interesting, everyone can contribute to it, and you can post up a flight plan to help other people find interesting places to fly in Flight Simulator. So the one we're doing today is one of the ones that I posted up right when the site was first launching, which is White Sands National Park,
White Sands
Valley
National
Fires.
Park.
I think there's a link to that popping up here on the screen as well.
Seems
So
gone
you can
quite
load that
big as
in
well.
Flight
Yeah,
Simulator, and then
that's
you'll be ready to go with us on this flight. We chose this flight because this is an area that Grady and I went to actually back a number of years ago when she was getting her degree in geology. She's a geologist. And she was doing field camp up in Montana and Yellowstone, and I was at a conference in Las Vegas, so she drove and picked me up, and then we went and hit up the Grand Canyon and White Sands and the Petrified Forest and a whole bunch of other interesting geology stops. And had a great time out there. I think the scenery is really exciting, and Flight Simulator does a great job kind of depicting the mountain range, the desert, and it's just some great scenery in the game as well.
Put my
So that's what I
headphones
wanted to
down
share
here,
this here. And
guys.
Brady's going to be telling
So
us
that
about some of the geology of that
can
as we
hear
go
their
through
commentary a bit better.
That's
So I've
your
got my
specialty.
mic.
Yeah. Because you are a geologist. That is like your actual
Don't wanna
job
mess around
title,
with my
Grady.
audio settings. I'll probably mess them right.
Not anymore.
In a way, it used to be.
Yes.
Okay.
I stopped doing geology. I mean, I stopped working in the field a couple of months ago when the pandemic hit.
Who's there now?
And somebody had to watch our kid.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're an honorary geologist then, at minimum.
Oh, very,
You are
very.
a geologist to me.
Yeah.
I don't think you suddenly lost all your knowledge of rocks, right? So, okay.
No,
I
not yet.
was really terrible in geology class. I will let you know that right now.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sure I'll learn something from this stream today. So actually we also are testing something new out on the stream today as well.
Ooh, what's that?
Peter, do you want to talk about what we're trying to do here with some screens? I think it'll be
Sure.
interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do is that we actually stream all the game screens, so to say, from everyone participating here in this community flight, or at least the ones here on screen,
Yeah.
to Thomas, and so Thomas can select who he is showing. So apart from his own brilliant drone work, he can also select my mediocre piloting, or one of the more tour guiding views in
Like
front
there?
of the
We're now
like
live
this.
streaming?
Yes. Oh my God. Shit.
How cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty
So
exciting.
now you
Okay.
can you can look at what I do.
Buckling card
Not much yet.
843, that's me.
And the same goes for the other participants. We can have a look at their cockpit, and we can join them in their flight. So Instead of only watching Thomas fly, we can actually look at everyone flying, which will be a bit more
Yes.
dynamic, we hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't know
so
what it
today
means
is our
by that,
first
really.
test, so curious about feedback on this, and then, we'll see if it works out well. So there are technical difficulties.
Yeah, so that
Thank
was
you for
the,
understanding.
the audio issue there earlier because the
Yes.
because their audio is also coming in and I did not have them adjusted yet, but
Mhm.
that should be fixed now. And
That
if it's
is
still something with
amateurish
the
as
audio,
me, aren't it?
shout in chat.
Yeah.
I'll make the
Apologies for
adjustments.
the dressing, everybody.
So we are starting at airport
late over here.
KLRU. Let's see if I
UK,
can remember that.
Yorkshire
Kilo Lima
time.
Romeo
Yorkshire
Uniform.
flying
So
simmer.
if you're loading in, that's where we are. We are trying out the East USA server today. That was a last minute switch. So if you're wondering where everyone is, try switching your server, and hopefully you'll find us. Oh, there you are, Craig. I see you in chat now. Welcome to Twitch.
Welcome to Twitch.
Hello, hello.
I think I have an actual screen name. I think I might have Grady. But
Oh. Straight up.
yeah, but I lost my password apparently. I didn't save it in the password manager. So
Oh no.
that's why they're
Oh,
important,
no.
guys.
It's true. Listen to her. I think there's lots of people loaded up. Who in chat is joining us today? I see my name on there.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for
Who's that?
takeoff. We'll let
Yeah,
Smith
Mom,
lead the
let's
charge
get
here,
going.
and then Tom and Peter will follow suit behind them.
I'm first
Hi
gonna
from
spam some
Earlier.
Tommy emos, if I may.
Ryer's here. Sweet. Sounds good, Zeka. Hello, Strike Eagle. Am I flying today? No.
Well, technically you are a
It's a
big
big
bit.
cluster.
Yeah.
Planes
Isn't that
there,
good
isn't
enough
it?
for you guys? Your FAA private pilot final exam is next Tuesday. Good luck, Waze.
Alright, are we all ready to go?
I
Yeah,
think we are,
let's
yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
Let's switch to
throttling
Smith's
up.
screen. Let's watch him do
go,
a little
alright.
takeoff. Because
Got the
we can
parking
do
brake
that
off,
now.
starting to roll.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Here we go.
Okay.
Get the nose down so we don't go over the edge. It's a little laggy with this one.
Let's go.
Combo extreme plus silly sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you use any plane? Yeah, you can use any plane you want. We recommend a smaller GA plane that goes, I think our speed is going to be about 100 knots today, so preferably a plane that can handle that range.
Which isn't a 747 with full flaps.
Right.
But
What I'm trying to say is probably don't use an airliner. But, never stop you guys.
I see some familiar names further there. Peter, well, who's Peter?
And just
Yes.
ignore him.
Yeah. He's always some stream. He's never doing something.
Nope. Be completely useless in taking up space, I know. The story of my life.
Yikes.
This is
Guys,
my
can we
first.
cheer Peter up, please?
This is my first time streaming here, so I'm learning the
Yeah.
impact of streaming and trying to run Flight Simulator at the same time
Oh, yeah.
through my FPS experience here.
How's
So-
it going? Probably not.
It was a
great.
little rough on takeoff, but
Plus, with like over 50 people in here, that's probably
yeah,
not
that could be
healthy.
doing it too.
Ollie Dog says, "What are your plans for the upcoming month?" Who are you asking? Ask Peter. It'll cheer him up.
Yeah. Well, mainly go to work,
Oh,
but I don't
guys,
think
that-
that's really what you want to know.
Oh man.
I reckon he's talking about the simulator itself. But that's just... Nah, wild guess.
So I'm going to be leveling off at about 6,000 feet here for now.
Oh, he is.
Okay.
And then we'll probably need to go up a little more when we get closer to the mountains that are up ahead.
Okay. And Tom, since this is our first time doing this, is there a way to tell whose screen we have showing?
Yes, there is actually.
Oh.
Member boxes turn green.
Why isn't
There's
yours green then?
Yeah. Why isn't yours
See,
green?
I was
Tom?
already prepared for that question. I don't know.
Okay. So
Maybe
if
I
it's
forgot.
if nothing
Prepared
is
enough.
green, that means that it's your screen.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
So next
Well,
time,
your
mine
RPM looks
will be
like
green.
it's crazy right now.
Yes.
This is yours.
But you're all distracting me. So.
Oh, well.
I'm so sorry.
Guys,
Chat, stop distracting him, please.
Theatre there.
Okay, I'm trying to see the views here. So if we just took off
One of the main
from
viewpoints.
KLRU, where were we? Were we like at a city? What were we doing over there? I guess I didn't look it up, so I'll let you guys kind of explain where we took off from.
Yeah, so we were taking off from Las Cruces, which is just southwest of White Sands.
Okay.
And then up ahead of us, we have, I think it's the southern tip of the San Andreas Mountains.
Ooh.
So I like this approach going into White Sands from a flight simulator perspective. I think it's pretty fun because the White Sands is right on the other side of this mountain range, and I'm sure Grady will be able to tell us more about this later. But that's a big part of why White Sands is there, is because of this mountain range. But from a flight simulator perspective, it's fun coming up this way because you don't see White Sands until you get over the mountains. So it kind of hides it, and then all of a sudden we get this reveal as we just crest over the mountain range. So I think it's a really fun way to fly towards it.
That's awesome.
But we can't see it from here yet.
No, we can't see it here. No.
So right now we're just looking at San Andreas Mountains. I'm assuming that's what we're about to go over later, and then
Yep.
it'll all be very clear, the white sands of this area. Okay. Fantastic.
I also like it from Flight Simulator because we get to take off, and I like the interesting scenery that we get to fly over. This is very different from where we live. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, and looking out the sides of the aircraft here, we've got this kind of
That's what the problem was.
deserty terrain, but it looks like there's some farmland out here too. It's really different. So for me, this is a fun area to fly because we get a little bit of city and there's a river and then all this interesting farmland before we get into the actual desert area. Also, just having that.
So leaning it.
No. That was a big thing I noticed when we did our trip out here. In Atlanta, in the southeast United States, we have lots of trees and forests, and there are mountains. They're all just covered with trees, and everything's just trees. And
Ford
trees and trees and trees and trees.
1702 up front. He
Which
was
is
one
nice.
the,
And you have a lot of
leaders
greenery and
of
everything like that.
the
Mountains, a lot of
The
fun.
mountains are older.
last week.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
There's the geology reason why.
2 weeks ago.
But I was really excited when we came out here. This is my first time seeing this really different kind of terrain in person.
Guys,
It's just
there's
so
always
different
some guy that
from
flies upside down.
the greenery that we have. There are all these short bushes all over the place. I thought it was really exciting. It looked really nice.
It feels like you're in a little different country. I remember I've never been here, but my first trip to Mexico in general, I'm also from the southeast. I was just like, where are we? I can't believe our country is so huge that I am in the same place and it looks completely different. I fell in love with Western movies at that point and watched everything. It's like red, like it.
Mahoney.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm excited to see this white sand. I figured it was mostly red rocks over this area. So when I heard about this national park, I was like, okay, I had no idea that was there. Let's see it.
I felt exactly the same way, and I hadn't heard of white sands either. And then obviously with the geologist that I was traveling with, she was like, all right, here are the stops we're making. She knew all of the great places to go and see.
Yeah.
Stop enough, I don't think.
No?
We didn't go to the Valley of Fire, and Smith pulled that up on the map for me, and I was like, the heck? How did he miss this?
It's an amazing spot.
Oh, you've been there, Tom? Of course. What are your thoughts?
You know, if you take rocks from a national park, it's a felony.
If you do what?
You take rocks.
Oh, even
Don't take rocks,
with
guys.
people?
Yeah. So don't do that.
She
Did
did.
you do that?
I totally did not.
Did you do it, Grady?
Oh, you're going into trouble.
That right below you
I
on your
would
desk, there's
never.
rocks labeled from each national park that you still.
No, they're in my my science room.
Ah, okay.
Like a
That's
full
what-
rock collection.
Yeah. You used to have rocks on your desk too.
For kid grab states. Throws them at me.
It's not good to have a kid doing that.
Not yet.
CD says, I wish I had a science room. Someday.
You can come hang out in mine. pretty neat. I've got a microscope.
Yeah.
Fancy
Science.
microscope, not just a regular microscope.
Ooh, what's fancy about it?
It doesn't work.
Weird roads.
Fancy.
No, but it was
Fancy.
it was from your
From
one of the Burke ones from.
Yeah, I worked as an asbestos analyst.
Oh,
So
wow.
I looked at building materials, and I was like, yep, that's gonna kill you.
That sounds interesting.
Oh wow.
Or nah, that's good. No, I wish it were an electron microscope. That'd be so cool. I did
a
work
whole
with
room for that.
yeah, and like we need, dry ice to
String ranch.
keep.
I don't know actually. Do you need to try ice?
Yes, you absolutely need dry ice and liquid nitrogen to like keep it cool enough to run properly. Because I actually had to refill our electron microscopes with the liquid
Oh,
nitrogen
wow.
when I was working at the lab. But no,
I don't
it's
know who
just
the
it's like a
official leader
really
is,
old
yeah.
microscope that didn't
It's
work.
like Ford
and
and
they were getting
1702
rid of
down
them.
there, so
It's
they're
like,
going try and get
this
real
is
close
neat,
to
I'm
them.
taking it.
They're trying to get close to someone.
And they approved it. I swear I don't steal things.
Steal it, just like the rocks, sure. We got Ingo Plane doing loops over here.
As usual.
Uh-huh.
Skydive, man.
Terrain is
Alright.
looking crazy already.
Yeah, there's some
Very
great
flat here,
sites
isn't it?
around here. I'm going to be ascending so we can make it over these mountains, I think, to around 8,000 feet now, just to get up early enough. I like to crest right over them and just make it over the top, but
Tom
I don't know
likes
if
to
everyone's
hit
gonna be
trees, so
Doesn't he? He likes to crash land a lot. Yeah, I know. It's a
Did you
thing.
notice that the counter is gone on the streams?
Yeah, because it
I
didn't
got
fit
crashed.
anymore.
That's maybe that's not the reason.
Wait, did you have a crash counter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spontaneous
But it wasn't-
landings.
spontaneous landing. count.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what we
Okay,
changed
yeah.
it
It
to.
was, it was above 100, so we stopped counting.
Well, I'll switch to your screen,
Yeah, I should have taken a quicker plane.
Peter. Oops.
What are you
Faster.
doing, Peter?
You're lagging behind me.
The slow one.
Peters in the slow plane. He says.
So one thing to keep in mind for everyone who is in the X Cup, we're gonna keep switching our fuel tanks around to not run out of fuel and to keep the wings balanced. First time I did this, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," and I wasn't paying attention. Then all of a sudden, the engine turned off, and I was like, "Why?" I had a spontaneous landing. Did land. It was not a crash. It was a spontaneous landing, but that was me learning to fly this plane and manage the fuel tanks. So.
Yeah. Once had a similar
Water
issue
going
in
for a little water
remote
going around.
Canada, and then I had to fight off some bears when we were spontaneous landing. I'm sure
Gonna
some
come back
of us-
around.
IRL?
Oh no, in the
He wishes.
No, IRL, he was in his room on a chair,
Yes.
pretending to fly.
Oh.
Hey, you make the hobby seem disappointing.
I just had this really vivid like imagination of like him fighting these bears with like a broken piece of the
Propeller.
landing gear or
Propeller.
something. Yeah.
If anyone has Photoshop in chat, I'd like to see that soon. Please, have Tom do
I have Photoshop,
it.
Grizzly bears.
but I'm streaming. I could stream that.
Oh yeah, we'll stream your
Oh
Photoshop.
my gosh. And Peter on his Photoshop. Still
And
working.
you're lagging behind.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put this on autopilot, which I don't have.
Do you guys know what kind of, speaking of animals, do you know what kind of animals we can expect in this area?
Get too
Like,
close to
I
him, he's
imagine in
disappearing.
like Sands National Park, it's pure sands. I'm assuming like, I don't know, snakes? Some
Scorpions.
like those sand snakes. Scorpions?
I would guess there's a lot
Trying
of
to
that
think, like,
around
what
there. It's not going to be a
Yeah.
lot of big animals, but probably on the outskirts of it you might find some. Because there's a really sharp border here. It's really impressive. I mean, there's the terrain like what we're flying over right now, and then there's white sands, and it's a big circle of white sand with a fairly
think
sharp
it's gonna be
border around the end of it,
really
and then
wide,
it's done,
guys.
and then it's back to this kind
Walk.
of terrain again.
It looks like coyotes.
This terrain is a
Bobcat.
little bit boring so far.
Porcupines.
Totally honest. Look after the
You
thing
didn't
over
see
the
any of
window.
those.
Found an armadillo, didn't you?
Look over the other side.
That was rude. I found it with my car.
Oh no! That is rude.
Traumatizing.
Did you find it with your left tire or your right tire?
So
A whole
sad.
undercarriage.
Boy. Killed an armadillo.
That's awful.
Let's go back.
They got jokes, guys. Breaking Bad had a tortoise. True. Hopefully just a tortoise and nothing on top
Beautiful
of
little thing, isn't it? See, it's like a car seat.
That was traumatizing. My friend Karis and I were driving to Las Vegas for a field camp in Dillon, Montana, which is beautiful. It's got like the Beartooth Mountains. If you ever get a chance to go to Montana, do it. It's just incredible. It's another world. And when we were just outside of Salt Lake City, we were trying to swerve to avoid that, the armadillo, and it didn't happen.
it. It is kind of traumatizing.
Traumatizing.
This is suddenly a very sad stream.
And it's your fault.
Start singing.
There's nothing you can really do about it unless you crash your car
Look,
into
I'm at killing armadillo.
That armadillo, it haunted that car. Every once in a while, when it got hot outside, you just get like a whiff of dead armadillo.
snuck its way into the tire.
It was good times.
Good times,
Sold it.
you'd
We will
say.
see no dead armadillos
Shocker.
soon.
Maybe in the US a bit.
Dead animals.
Yes.
Okay.
You know you guys want like contrails and stuff, but instead we dead animals. Roadkill.
There is a lot of wildlife that they put in this, though. I think. I mean, I haven't been in areas that have that kind of wildlife, but
You ever see the giraffes?
I haven't seen those yet.
Those are fun.
Do you know you're not gonna find them here, right? By the way, is it too late to still change to Winix Cup?
You're not on
Do whatever you like to.
on stream, so use the hacks and death.
Not
Exactly.
only over that. We did a fast play.
Alright, switching. Got it.
I see it.
Has anyone in chat been to this area before? Or maybe lives in this area?
You're on the pass where everyone is.
Is that how cars
Yes.
Yeah.
Soccer.
Chewy, you wish. One of these days, Chewy also hello. Everyone in chat, go follow Chewy.
What a guy, man.
He's a great sim streamer.
That would be
Uh,
should have had a Korean camera.
Woo.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
what are we at, Tom?
I mean, you need 8,500 if you want a good gap.
if you wanna brush the trees.
That's what I'm doing here.
Okay.
8,500.
Right.
I'm at 8,200, and I'm like, I can go down a little bit more from here. Yeah.
Just put on Smash stream. I'm fine. You already crashed it.
Yes, no stream now. Oh yeah, you're gonna go right over the top there. Very nice. Ah, so cool though, the view coming in White Sands.
So that is White Sands.
Cool.
And that's why this is the fun approach into White Sands, because you don't see it until you're here.
Yeah.
They're just gonna have the top of the mountain.
That's awesome.
I really.
So it's rare to find like this much white sand in a landlocked area, because typically what happens is as the mountains erode, gypsum gets evaporated out and turns into sand, but normally that happens as it meets a body of water. But there was nowhere for it to go, so it just evaporated and stayed in place, and that's how we got these super awesome white sand dunes.
Oh, okay. Can you explain to me, if I will, what gypsum is?
Gypsum is a mineral that's like really soft. It's very commonly found. It's pretty much what all white sand is made out of.
Okay.
And that's what makes the sand so soft. The sand you'd find at the beach is typically like a quartz sand, so it's harder.
Okay, so even
So this,
like
like-
the sands of Florida.
Florida would typically be like quartz or limestone sand. There's a lot of limestone in Florida, which is why they have sinkholes.
Who knows?
For everyone flying, once you get over the mountains, I'm going to recommend descending again. Because that's it as far as big things for us to get over. It's pretty much going to be low and flat until we get to the end.
Let's die.
Nose dive now. Full throttle.
Spontaneous
Full
landing.
throttle, okay, yeah.
So spit out. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, you're doing
He's doing it.
it. Is there a way to measure exactly how much
overspeeding,
sand
but
is
turn
in
off.
the
I'm sure there is.
What? It
That
is, I
kind
counted.
of
At least a few truckloads.
At least, minimum.
least.
2 truckloads.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excellent. Trillion truckloads in between.
I think we're
Jake,
flying
count each grain
over.
of sand very carefully.
I like this.
Manually.
I don't know.
By the end of the
I mean, we're not in a hurry, so. Yeah, exactly.
Is that what a geologist is?
Yes. All day long.
Oh, this
I
is
think we're flying over a lake here, and I think this is the remnant of the lake that was around the White Sands area. This is all that's left now.
Is a person in front of me. Break for cake. What's a cake?
Are you hungry?
When it's break time, it's cake time.
You'll provide the food.
Yeah. This is, I'm assuming it's like
Let's see.
little BB-65 died. Pull up.
See, that's what you hire underground research assistants for. Start counting.
I think
Something that really pulls it. Start digging.
How can I find it?
no, I interrupted myself.
Okay. What gamer tag are you following? You can follow one of 3. You can follow Smith. You can follow Simtoff. You can follow Peter.
Don't follow me.
Don't follow Peter.
Both of us are just
Smith
going in
or
the wrong
Smith?
direction.
Don't follow Peter. That's it. We've been
Okay,
kind of-
Smith. Smith is the name you want to look out for. Please follow the flight plan correctly.
Smith.
Are you already across the...
Just on the other side of it, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, figures.
I'll slow down a little more.
Well, it's not your
That's
fault.
fine.
Same time, it's just making circles.
Yeah, I did 360 and apparently everyone followed.
You're welcome, RJ.
Alright.
If you see 50 names, follow them. There we go.
I don't know. I'm gonna be following him.
Following me and
Probably
So
higher
when you
than me.
guys
It's overspeed.
visited this park, did you do a bunch of like hiking trails? What's out there to do?
I would have loved to have done some hiking trails. What you guys don't know about Smith is he doesn't like the outdoors. So,
Call it out, Smith.
It's not I don't like that. Look, I make websites or web
Such
applications.
as
Yeah.
World Tour. Check it
That's
out.
it.
Is that what we were trying to do? Anyway,
kind of
Aren't we?
worked.
Oh,
you're an indoor kid. A lot of us are.
he sat in the car while my friend and I walked around the dunes. He
I-
took pictures.
Yeah, I took pictures. They went hiking out into the sand,
Oh, cool.
but I think I'm with
Like-
Anakin on this one. It gets everywhere, you know.
Here's a question. You know how they said you can't take a rock 'cause it's a felony?
What is these white sands, man?
I mean,
Because they're really small rocks.
accidentally, but
Are
you
they
definitely
small
shouldn't.
rocks?
They are small rocks,
Okay.
but like you probably shouldn't take bags of sand.
It's gonna get in your clothes, I
Take a
imagine.
little jar of sand.
I mean,
I
So
don't think
that's
they
you're
would like
stealing
that.
like 1,000 rocks.
they weren't.
How small is the rock to be considered sand?
It's gonna fill it something.
Oh, it depends on the grain size.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
So if you have a grain size of 30 centimeters, is it still sand or is it a rock?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you expected an actual answer for that, but there is an actual answer for that.
Hey, you got an
Yeah.
actual answer? I went for it.
Sorry, did I say centimeters? I meant 11 inch.
Yeah, that's a rock. That's okay. I'm a scientist. I understand centimeters.
You know,
Metric-
You're like that
you know
meme
the
guy,
metric
like,
system. Yeah.
Pointing at the butterfly, like, is this a rock?
Yes.
Let's just keep
Pull around.
Geologist humor is pretty lame, and I love it.
Pretty rocky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Smith stayed in the
Nice.
car, and you and your friends went and hiked through some places.
I didn't stay in the
Yeah. He got out and took
Also,
pictures.
I just didn't go hiking in the sand.
You were watching TV inside your car, weren't you?
and yelled at me to
I
put
don't
sunscreen
believe
on.
Yep,
I would-
That's
what I
good.
did.
That's
I would have.
responsible.
That's
Did
what
you
you're
do
supposed
it?
to do to your spouse is make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, you're like,
Exactly.
anytime you're put a sweater on, just any of that.
Yep.
I mean, you could have go hiking with them, but you might have got hurt, and then what?
Yeah, who would
Yeah,
go?
if someone needed to
We
be
would
there.
go rescue them.
Yeah.
They got hurt. This is all just
But how
precaution
is he gonna
safety.
know if they got hurt? Is there a signal out there to tell each other?
Yeah, it
Well,
means
so
screaming for
far,
help.
guys, it's pretty dull.
What's
to be
signal?
honest.
It's right next to a military
So
base.
all I can do is apologize.
Which we're probably gonna
Not
fly
gonna do
over.
that.
So if anyone, you know,
Oh boy.
thumbs up and starts
What do you
wondering why there's this whole fleet of aircraft heading towards a military base.
Okay.
Won't we be hit with flying bullets and such?
Yeah.
Careful.
Someone said that like Peter look almost exactly the same.
Yeah, because we're both Europeans, and as we know, all Europeans look the same.
Bowling.
I don't
Yeah.
think that at all. Actually,
Oh, wait. Smith, take off your glasses, then you'll look like them too.
Yes.
Yay, we're with 3 now.
There we are.
from Belgium or the Netherlands.
Maybe your parents were. You don't know.
They were on my dad's side. They were Eastern European.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, that makes sense because if you in the middle of East European and America, you'll come out in West Europe. So if you average them out, it makes sense.
All right, so where we're coming in, we're actually, at least on my side, actually getting over the white sandy part of White Sands. And I think the sim does a pretty good job showing off too. There's lots of, you get lots of dunes and everything around here. So, interesting thing. I mean, these are some pretty good looking dudes. And this is, it's actually a little lighter when you're out there. Crady will have some pictures that we can see later.
Up in the bit, right?
But yeah, I mean, it's,
Oh, well.
as you can see, there's a pretty stark contrast here between where White Sands is and the rest of the terrain. It's got a border, and it's just really surprising that it's that sudden when you're driving up. You're like, okay, we're out here, we're in the middle of nowhere, there's some little bushes and things like that, and then it ends, and then it's dunes. So it's really interesting coming out here and getting to see all this, and it looks like a scene from a movie when the character's out in the middle of nowhere. There's no buildings, you can't see anything. There's just the mountains way off in the distance, and
Where's the building?
Yeah, there's some.
so yeah, there are some buildings here. This is, I think, is an AI interesting thing happening. These aren't actual buildings that are out here. I think these are renderings of two things.
Is this Tatooine?
Yeah.
It is.
Chewie.
So there, I think some of these buildings are from there being dunes out here and interpreting, the AI interpreting these things as buildings.
Yeah.
But
you can
also,
tell, like the shape of them.
yeah, they're all kind of funny shaped. But some of them, I don't know if it's on the right side or a little further ahead of us here. there are, there's some roads where you can drive out into the desert areas, the sands.
I'll try to liven things up.
When you get out there, there's parking lots.
Okay, so
there's
this is
cars
the
that
surface
live in the satellite
of
imagery, and they also have these
Uranus.
picnic tables that are
What are we
covered.
seeing
And so I
down
think the
here?
sim actually interprets
That's
these
some
square
Chiracopods.
shapes with black things on the sides of them
Or a
as
special
buildings
kind
with
of
windows that are just really low and flat.
rock.
Because obviously, if you have a square thing with black squares
Google
on
it.
the side, that's
Chiracopods.
probably a building. So, so yeah, if we see some of these things, I think are parking spaces, and some of them are dunes.
Parking spaces.
But yeah, you drive out into it.
If you drive out here, it'd be good if you
Yeah.
can find a parking
We're
space.
actually present in two places.
Right. What do you mean?
Thanks for confirming that.
What's it saying now? We recommend that you use a C-Mate 9500.
Here it is. A geologist joke. The dunes are beautiful. You shouldn't say right. Hey! Explorers creator for that good one. And an actual question from CD is: can you walk across the dunes, or are they a protected area?
You can walk across them
You can?
and like walk all over it, and it's awesome. Like the sand you see at the beach, like it's really sandy and it's really pretty, and you guys know what I mean when I say it's sandy, because that's the overwhelming feeling everybody gets with sand. But gypsum sand, which gypsum is such a soft mineral, it's really soft. Basically, it's just a little bit grittier than baby powder, and it's awesome. It's more dusty. I would say it's more dusty than it is sandy.
Okay. Did you guys have to wear masks during it so you wouldn't choke to death? Is it?
No.
They didn't know how much wind was out here, or if it was.
Few people below us there.
I don't think it was very windy that day, was it, Dave?
No, it wasn't very windy.
Shall we go literally skim the air?
So since we're over the desert area now, Crazy, do you have some pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, let's go super low, shall we? Let's go try and liven this up a little bit.
Oh, we can see things. Okay, yeah, I can try. I don't know if this is working.
Beeping at me.
It's getting bigger.
Not on my end.
Well, I'm like science dog, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'll just show it anyway.
Does that work?
You can see.
Bueller? Okay, so we went to the Petrified Forest National Park, and it was awesome. And so this is literally just petrified wood, so it's fossilized wood. And this next picture is it's a petrified log that's fallen over and created essentially a rock bridge. It's really cool. And that's me in the distance for scale.
There's a few people down here, isn't there, trying to wreck it.
This was, I didn't mean to put that in there. That was White Sands.
The pictures are not updating.
Oh. What?
Still seeing it.
What about
I'll just switch away.
Bueller?
Keep an eye on that.
Chosen Super, how do you join?
Okay, he's skimming over some white sands. Some white sands where I am.
Go to all players and zoom in.
Industrial building there.
Spawn into this.
Okay, so Jane's got really quiet now.
Here, just do a spontaneous
Yes.
I see. Yeah, now I see. I'll switch back to your screen.
I can play that level of it.
Platform host chosen at the very bottom. There's a section.
Cyberdyne saying when you get really low, is it? Because it's so flat.
Essentially, you load it in. Open up the game. And open all the versions of the space.
What happened to this guy?
see the photo now. Ooh.
Here we are.
Now it's up.
Yeah.
Now we're good.
My
Bouncing off the
computer
ground.
is chugging. It's like, maybe you shouldn't do so many. What is wrong with you? That's probably why. It's probably literally. Okay, hey, look. I can see it now. Okay, so these are petrified stumps, basically. So, it's like dinosaur fossils. What happens is all of the organic materials in the trees gets taken out and gets
No, we are low.
basically turned into minerals. So it's really hard and it's really smooth.
To touch the wheel.
Awesome.
Hey.
Very scientific description for
The color and everything that's from those is just from the minerals that have been deposited there. It's not
Yeah.
doesn't have anything to do with the actual
Let's try that again.
trees that were there before, right?
Yeah.
Probably gone the wrong way. Now
Correct.
I'm probably gonna get lost. A little bit of
Someone
swamp there.
update me.
Yeah.
I could put a picture of White Sands. Let me see here.
It's okay. Switch back.
We'll
Thank you.
Your
Now we can
screen
be.
now. Oh, you're next.
How
Yeah.
did you do that?
Magic.
because it's flex the struts.
Certainly not using the developer.
Start.
I still not lost them. Oh, the white sands there.
Let's see. I'm wondering how big White Sands is.
Oh, I see the picture.
There's a road down here.
No, it's
Where are you, Thomas?
following the flight plan.
like 228 square miles.
228 square miles at Borden. Hey, this is how you.
Nautical miles or statute miles?
This is how you keep yourself entertained on
What?
a Friday night.
The nautical miles are what?
Statute miles. So 1.6 kilometers or 1.8 kilometers. You have the land mile, which is 1.6. And you have the nautical mile, which is 1.8 kilometers. But I reckon.
Land miles. I think it's
Yeah,
Yeah, miles,
I think it's a land miles. Yeah.
This is why we should just switch to the metric system.
I know.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on.
Look at that.
Like, what is a pint?
0.5
Gallon.
0.5 liters. Pint is 0.5 liter. A gallon is 3.6 liters. 3.8. Sure.
Yeah, in the UK they have something called Pisto.
Yes, which is about.
Exactly.
I don't know. 6 kilos or something.
Oh, now then here's a challenge.
It's an ice age.
Oh.
1 stone in kilograms. I'll bing it. Yeah, 6.3 kilograms. Ah, nice.
Yes.
Five fossilized footprints of mammoths, brown sloths, ancient caves, dire wolves, and American lions, Siberian cats.
This actually a pint is more. Yeah. 1 pint in liters.
Right, so I think we've made it out
Oh,
of
no.
the White Sands area now.
Yeah.
One.
Made it
Cross
out
out
the
of it, and again, it's
White
just kind of
Sands
that sharp border, and now we're
area.
out of White
Into the
Sands.
Oh, the car coming. Hey!
Like someone drew a line. It's like here this is it.
Yep, and then it's done.
Yeah.
And then it's like that's the other side of it, and yeah, it doesn't fade out. It's just kind of just done. You have White Sands.
Is there a specific reason why it's like that, or just nature being nature?
I think Crady was talking about this before. So the area had a lot of runoff from the mountains.
Yeah, and it's a basin. So it's sitting in between two ranges, basically. So all of the gypsum's running off the mountains, evaporating in the basin, and then once you're out of the basin, you're out of the deposits.
So the water couldn't go up at all. So it all just sat there. And that sharp little line. Oh, there's a lot of people. So we're heading next towards the Valley of Fires. That's, if you're in the sim up ahead of us, you'll see a big black area on the ground, and we're going to be flying over that and kind of following that north to our destination airport. And this is the area that we missed. We didn't get to see this when we were actually out here.
Ah, well, let's experience it together, shall we?
Yeah, so that's it up ahead, that big black spot.
Oh, I was thinking about a different Valley of Fire there earlier. It's the one close to Las Vegas. You also have a Valley of Fire.
This might be different. This is Valley of Fires, I think is what it is.
Multiples.
Yeah. But I think it's really just one particular fire. A volcano, in this case. Which I don't believe is active. So since we have a couple minutes until we get over that, yeah, we're flying this flight plan. This is on worldtour.flights. It's the website that we put together for the community to share flight plans. There's the link for that. You can find this flight plan on there if you search for White Sands. But you can also browse any of the categories that are on there. This is community driven, so if you're flying anywhere in Flight Simulator and you say, hey, this is a cool spot, other people might like flying here as well, you can post up a flight plan. We ask that you put up some screenshots some in-game screenshots, particularly for your cover image to really show off the area that people will be seeing if they decide to take this flight. The site automatically generates a map of your flight plan when you upload it, so you don't need to put a map in there. You'll see that, people will see that when they click on it.
Quite a good idea,
see
actually.
exactly the area that it goes over.
This is
There's
the best
a
flight we
topographic
could
map
find on his site.
as well. You can switch to satellite data to see.
No offense to him, but
from photos as well.
all places.
So how do you
in the
record a
world
flight
have got
plan
bomb.
while in the game? You can't record your flight plan while you're flying. But before you fly, you can pick a departure airport and a destination airport and add some waypoints in between. There's also a number of tools from the community, like Little Nav Map, which people use to generate flight plans. And then you can save that out as a PLN file. Yeah, that's 2400 flight plan. Yeah, that one's big. You can save out a PLN file and upload that to the site, and then that'll show everyone where to go. You can load that in Flight Simulator from the world map. There's a load button down at the bottom of the screen. And you just load up those PLN files. Just pick wherever you've saved those files to. You can save it to your desktop, and then just load the PLN file in. It'll load that flight plan, and then it gets programmed into your GPS automatically. You just load it up, set your weather, set your time, pick your aircraft, and hit fly. And you'll be all set to go. The more people that contribute, the better, the more useful this will be for everyone. So, like, you know, if you're flying around and you see something interesting, make a flight plan for it. You can I use mostly the in-game tools for it, but like I said, other people use some third-party resources to build these flight plans. Save the PLN file and upload it.
Yeah, I know Peter's big fan of the little map manuals. It's like tour areas as well.
I can upload all past community flights onto here.
Yeah, that'd be great. We
Is
love.
there a way to
Ex-
mark it that it was like
An official Microsoft.
There's not a way to do that, but it does show your name. So if you guys want to make a Microsoft, account,
yeah.
you can put that up, and
Peter will make one. It'll be MSFS official/Peter.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
And then anything you upload on there, people can click on your
This
name.
is just Peter.
So how long is the flight? We're through most of it. Yeah, definitely check your flight tanks or your fuel tanks in the wings and make sure those are
Just check
staying
our fuel
balanced
tanks,
here.
guys.
Probably just switch to the left one. And then continue that.
It does record your flight.
Oh, does it?
But you cannot create a flight.
Switch to the right tank.
Yes, that's correct.
No, I don't have to do that. I guess
Well,
that's
if you
what
manually
they should
draw
do.
the line, then over your
Select the right tank.
No, but I believe
There we go.
I want to say something, but I'm not sure it's NDA. Never mind.
Okay.
You can message me and ask.
Yeah, it was something a really long time ago.
We'll be back after the break.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
So Crady, do you want to tell us about the area that we're flying over now? Because we're over all this dark ground, which is very unusual. I mean, this is
It's like green
in
to
the
me.
sim. It might look a little bit like plant life, some very low plants, but it's actually, and there are plants here, but there's a reason why it's.
This is the salt. So I actually just read about this. This is a Karazizo volcanic field.
That looks
And
different
it's-
to mine.
You know, this whole area is fairly volcanic and active. Not active anymore, but it was at one point. And there are 2 lava flows here that make up the Valley of Fires, and they're monogenetic lava flows, which means that they were active one time and then they died. So there was one eruption, made this really awesome, massive lava flow, and then that was the last that we've seen of those volcanoes.
It's kind of sad for
Sure. Dead?
Yeah,
That's like, oh,
Huh.
that's it.
maybe they're dead. Maybe they're just sleeping
Oh, long ones.
forever.
Cool. Nice person says, how do you find out if a volcano is active or
Look into it, right?
not? Jump in. No.
Check to see if it has a pulse. It's really, you kind of look at the surrounding geology of the area and see if there's any sort of seismic activity going on around there. You look to see if there's any sort of magma
I'll take some requests.
field underneath it. And typically with these monogenetic volcanoes, there's nothing. Do you check to see if Frodo's climbing it? Absolutely, thank you, Perry.
It's fantastic.
If there are any rings around, you definitely want to check them in. I actually forgot what we were talking about before.
Why?
How do you
to
check
tell
whether?
if it's active or not?
Oh yeah, and if there's no magma underneath of it, you're typically not going to have any other sort of eruption.
How do you know if there's magma underneath it?
Cool.
Again, look at the seismic activity in the area, and
Well, that means you can detect vibrations.
yeah, there's also like XRF. It's a big.
What's that mean?
Don't you?
A bunch of, it's like it's like an X-ray for the ground. Yeah. See what's underneath.
Okay. So if there
Volcanology
is
is not my specialty. I do soil science for the most part.
soil,
The real side.
but if they do detect magma underneath, then it's active.
It could be active.
Could be active.
It could come back.
Do they also use seismic
Smell sulfur around.
ultrasound detection?
Seismic what?
Well, you can plant a grid of microphones in the ground and then have a detonation in the center, and then capture the echo of the
Oh,
ground
yeah.
beneath it.
Whoa.
That's what they use to find oil fields, for example.
And then
Yeah.
you accidentally
So it's a lot
wake
of
up the
this.
volcano.
It's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
It's a geologic alarm clock.
So the stuff we're flying over now is all that basalt, like what you were talking about, right? This is like big, solid, dark rock that has been on the surface, and I read, did a little bit of reading on this too. I think it was 160 feet deep. The exposed basalt. So it's pretty interesting. It's really dark colored ground.
So I haven't been
Assuming,
here.
like you don't want to walk on this. Is it like very hard? Is it brittle?
It would be hard and fairly brittle and hot. Like this area is a desert.
Gotcha.
And I haven't been here, but I did go to Craters of the Moon in, I think, Idaho. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And that's a huge basalt field. It's so hot. It's like walking on really hot asphalt
Okay.
on the hottest day forever.
Okay.
saw someone doing a loop or a roll.
Yeah. So it's probably a little darker than what we're seeing on this right now.
Yeah, it would be
Salt.
black.
Black, okay. So you go from white sands to black sands.
I'm really bummed that we didn't go here now.
Aw.
Next year.
It's right next to it, and we didn't know about it, and we just missed
Yeah.
it somehow.
I hate it when that happens. And yeah, ECSA server.
They're like, yeah, we went there, and then first, did you also go there? Wait, no? Yeah, it's just
No?
next to
What?
it.
Ah.
Oh, come
I think this works out great for a VFR flight, though, because this Valley of Fires leads us straight to our destination airport. I mean, it's pretty much a line drawn in the earth that's taking us to where we need to go. Just north of the White Sands mines. You can see that. Switch to external view, maybe. Oh, no, it's back there. You can see White Sands. No, we're not ascending yet. We're going to be heading to the right just a little bit. We're not going all the way to the end of this. Actually, I think we'll be able to see... That's not rendering on my screen. But yeah, we're pretty close now.
Pretty close to the end of the most
Destination
flight.
airport.
I think I done. Did some really pretty boring legs and some bush trips at one point.
The gypsum.
The Rishtek to
is the
Rishke.
largest of its kind on Earth, so this is the biggest
Interesting to see.
Yeah.
Quality and
You guys
video,
should all go.
sound.
Yeah, and it is so different from anything else that you're going to see, you know, around in the U.S. You get out there and it's just, you know, Jen, like what you were saying, it's like, how is this here? Compared to, you know, particularly coming from the East Coast where, like I said, everything's just trees, and there's some hills and some trees and some mountains that are also covered with trees. You get out here, it is completely different terrain. And it's just, you know, it's like what you see in the movies. It's really
I think when we left Smethset, it looked like snow.
It's that white. It is really white out there.
Let's see, does this region get snow at all?
I don't either.
Chat, help us.
Quite a few people behind me.
Oh, Reaping Helmet. I think what I read was the lava field's about 5,000 years old. And it took like 20 to 30 years of steady, slow eruption to create it.
30 years constant eruption. Wow.
Yeah.
Onyx says, go to Jordan, they have red sand used for Mars themed movies. That's cool.
In Georgia, we have red clay, and it's used for getting everything dirty.
Since you're from Georgia, have you been to the mini Grand Canyon, the
24 kilometers to go. What's that? Like 15 miles.
Been down.
place?
I don't know if
It's
Grady
like-
has.
Yeah, it's called Little Grand Canyon.
Quarter past
It's
nine,
so
so
different
quarter past
from like
nine.
anything in the area, but it's just a bunch of
A lot of my friends have gone,
yeah.
but I have not. We should go. You can wear your Converse, Smith. Flip it off.
Figure out where this is. Lies on the weak segments. Usually
Jane,
we-
can't hear you.
Chosen Super said, where do you go to hyper catch up? I think you'll have to use the slew option in the sim, but we are up in we're approaching our destination. We'll probably be landing in the next 10 minutes or so. But we're north of White Sands, up to the Valley of Fires, which is a big black streak on the ground.
That's crazy.
is like the volcano completely gone, or can we still see like the crater somewhere? It's just
I think what I read is you can see like a little bit of the cinder cone on the north portion of the field.
really stretches out there in distance.
Yeah.
But you should go to Mountain Helens since you're relatively close
Oh
to
yeah.
it. That's a very interesting. It's just like you drive there and then there's a huge sign that says entering blast zone. From there on, all the trees are in the same
The
direction.
blast zone.
Wow, yeah. It's amazing. Red
Yeah.
Deer.
So we go down there.
Oh yeah. That's like you come closer and closer to it, so it's like, oh yeah, this is a huge one. Yeah.
USA East, yes.
Atlanta Flyer.
Yay.
There are 3 of us.
This one explains below facilities. You can get a custom livery, liveries are your own. There's an SDK portion of the one if you're wondering how to do that. Or you can go and submit a made one, like the one on the top half here, by like throwing it in. There's more steps to it, but essentially, yeah, you can
Jake's going really quiet on that, yeah.
livery some-
Nobody else said anything.
Yeah, your audio is pretty low for this one.
You could talk louder when it's
Scream.
to my face.
Scream like the whole street. Yes, and this is
I don't know how to scream.
I think you do.
just when you do Papa One Charlie flights, then you might have heard some screams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those ones.
Yep.
Let's see what Peter's scream. What Peter's up to right
Where's
now.
Peter? Let's see.
Oh,
Peter,
not
you're
much.
So
watching.
how's the screen switching going, Tom? Is it going alright? Is it
Yep.
working?
Yep.
Okay. That's exciting.
So I'm turning to line up with our runway here.
Yeah.
Then how's the screen quality of these streams that are coming? Like, do you notice any difference? Or is it basically the same?
I mean, I'm not noticing any difference. I'm just watching it on Twitch.
What direction's the air?
Yeah, how's the
Runway.
audio direction
You
of those
what?
streams?
It's like we're almost
Quite
coming
well.
straight in.
Just perfect.
You couldn't do a better job.
Oh, you're such a sweet person.
So
I know. Everybody tells me that.
just so chat knows, guys, this was our first test of the screen thing. Next Tuesday, we're gonna attempt an even bigger one with like 7 screens. I gathered a bunch of community members to try this out. So we're very excited. We're hoping that we're gonna, go to different points of interest that have been updated when the US update drops on Tuesday. We're gonna try to show a lot of them. So we're gonna switch between 7 different people showing different parts of the US. I'm really excited.
It's like a nationwide celebration.
Yeah, so that'll be on Tuesday this week, not Friday. So it's Tuesday is when the update comes out. So we have a Tuesday stream, Wednesday is Dev Q&A, and then Thursday and Friday is rest holiday, so there'll be no streams after that, but so we still got 2.
I like how you said now US holiday.
There you go, because you got mad at me
Good.
earlier. Yeah, the US update drops Tuesday.
This is a pretty small airport we're landing at, so if there is anyone in the 747, you're going to have a bad time.
Okay.
I didn't see any out there, but
I'd love to see that.
Stage of flat.
We're watching your stream.
Yes, we are.
oh
Pressure
boy, this
on.
is the pressure, yeah.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is the
we'll
pressure
watch you
test.
do a landing, then we'll watch Peter do a landing.
Well,
Tom do
I'll
a
just come in.
landing.
I'll just come in really quickly. I think I'm in front
Oh,
of
he's actually in front.
Smith. Yeah.
What?
I
Oh, you
can,
are? Okay.
I-
So
I
let's
can
do
do a
Peter
go
land
around.
First.
No, you're good.
Peter and then Smith.
Shoot 2005.
Nice.
He's in front of me.
Okay.
I'm not even any good at tail dragger, so this is challenging as it is.
Let's see how Peter.
I have faith in you.
Oh boy.
Well, he bullering.
Eh.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now we can give
Hi.
like commentary on other people. So I think it's good.
Mhm.
It's not just
I
me
don't like-
anymore.
We've never got to see a Peter landing
Yeah.
on stream before. This is the first
Because he
one.
never does them. He always just quits.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Go. Keep going.
Only one. Only one.
All right, let's switch to Smef. See how he's doing.
Oh, he's closing.
Right,
Oh, he was
actually.
close. Yep.
What the hell happened to
Okay.
me?
Oh wow.
Ooh, there's a bounce.
Good sock. 3 knots.
There's Peter.
We're playing basketball today, apparently. Tom, can you land without bouncing?
You know, my stream just
Pretty
suddenly
good.
got out. It's,
I can't do it, so
Can't switch back.
Oh. Well,
okay.
what did you think to that?
Alright, it
Kat?
didn't crash. That's a victory.
Let me know in the comments.
It is a victory.
The
Any
tail
landing
draggers
you
are
can walk away
hard.
from is a good one.
I'm just learning the tail draggers. You know,
Interesting to
these
see
are
what you all
a
think to
challenge
it.
for me right now. So
So, next one.
I'm
I'll try and
happy
get
enough
a
with
couple
that.
of flight
Yeah.
in the
There was no
A320, I
fire.
think. Okay, good evening.